first wick represents spirit. And then again, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can get a match to work instead. Should have checked my thing was out of stuff. I needed to throw it out. Get a new one. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so the first one I light represents spirit or God or the all that is. And as you see, it shines a great light. But when I light the second wick, it represents us as community. And it shines an even greater light. So, anyways, because whenever we gather together. All right. So, John, if you'd like to start us with a song, please.
All right. Joy is wonderful. Joy in the morning, joy in the afternoon, joy in the evening, joy again soon. When we are happy, joy is how, joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy in our homes, joy in our work, joy in relationships, joy at the birth. When we are happy, joy is how, joy is wonderful, joy is now. Joy in accomplishment, joy in getting done, joy in doing well, joy in having fun. When we are happy, joy is how, joy is wonderful, joy is now, joy is now.
All right. Thank you, John. And hello, Kyle. I didn't get to say hello to you, so I want to make sure I said hello. And of course, Deb.
Hello.
Deb, and at least we know she's there too. So, John, did you? It's a good seeing your granddaughter.
Yeah, but later maybe I can show you a couple pictures of the party and that. But yeah, we had a great time.
Good.
Had a flat tire when I came out of Target Friday night.
Oh no!
After driving all that way, but got some new ones.
Oh boy!
The next day.
That's good, at least. All right. Well, at least you were safe overall, and that's the main thing. So, okay. So, today Michael is our speaker, and he will be doing our. What are you speaking about? I didn't ask you.
I am speaking today on the power of command.
The power of command. Okay. All right. And then, of course, John's doing our music, and Hannah does our Facebook feed and stuff. And then there's Kyle and Deb and Carol Ann, and we're all here. And then next week, it'll be myself, and I'll be doing something on Earth Day. And then the following week will be John as our speaker. So, all right, so that's what's going on. And Michael's going to go ahead and do the reading from Science of Mind 365, and then John will do a song and lead us into meditation. So,
I like this reading from Science Mind 365. If you wonder what book, and you can get this either on Amazon or whatever that you purvey to get your books, but it's a great resource to remind us daily of who we are. And so today I'm reading the one for April the 15th, and the verse that he uses scripture a lot, or from the Old and New Testament. Psalm 37 verse 4 says, "Delight thyself also in the Lord, he shall give thee the desires of thine heart." And Ernest Holmes' commentary says, "We do not change all of the patterns of our thought in a moment. Rather, it takes place little by little, until gradually the old thought pattern becomes transformed into new ones by some inner alchemy of the mind, neuroplasticity." But he didn't have the language of saying that. "The operation of which we do not see, but the manifestation of which we do experience." So pray with me. It says, "I know that all the good there is belongs to me. God is good, good is God. I am surrounded by good. I am enveloped in it. I feel its presence. There is nothing within me that can reject my good. My whole inner feeling entertains it and experiences it. My whole expectation is one of joy and pleasurable anticipation. All the old thoughts of fear and doubt and uncertainty have vanished. Within me, there's a secret place of the Most High. Within me is the presence and the power and the will to know, to do, and to be. And there is nothing in me that can deny this statement or refuse to accept it. There is nothing in me that can limit me. My memory is one of happiness. My anticipation is one of joy. My experience is one of pleasure." Thank you.
We are the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, worries are released. Worries are released, helping tension ease, clearing of disease, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, helping tension ease. Worries are released, helping tension ease, clearing of disease, living love and peace. Are the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, clearing of disease. Worries are released, helping tension ease, clearing of disease, living love and peace. Unmute, Diana.
Thank you, John. Knowing that we are a temple, a healing love, let's just recognize Spirit, God, Creator, Mind, whatever you want to call the higher power. Let's recognize for Spirit for all that it is, which is love, peace, joy, wisdom, power, beauty, light, light, healing, abundance, prosperity. As we recognize that Spirit is all there is and is everything, everywhere. I claim for our community that we are one with Spirit. Each and every person that's here is one with Spirit. Anyone who hears this or sees this broadcast later, they are one with Spirit. Every one of us is one with Spirit. Not just us, but the entire world is. But we are one with all that is. We are one with that wholeness and completeness and perfection, that beauty, peace, joy, love, light, life, beauty, and wisdom. We are one with all that is. And as I speak my word for Summit Center for Spiritual Living, I know that today is a beautiful day, that it is a magnificent day, and that Michael, as he's today, his words are Spirit's words. John's music is Spirit's music, and that each and every one of us is just filled and recognizing every moment of every day Spirit with me all the time. Spirit never leaves us. We just have to recognize that it's there. It's always there. So I claim for Summit Center for Spiritual Living peace and love and light, joy and wisdom, beauty, power, wholeness, completeness, production, and dignity. And as we continue, we know that whatever problems may be in the world right now, our own personal problems or challenges or the world situation, know that that is being taken care of right now, that it's being healed. That Spirit is right there taking care of it. Don't always see it, don't always feel it, but it is always happening. Spirit is always there. So with that, I give thanks. I give thanks for all that is, for all the beauty and love and peace. I give thanks for each and every person here, for John and Carolyn, and Kyle and Deb and Michael and myself, and those who may join us otherwise. I'm just grateful and thankful. So I now say thank you one more time. And I now release my word into the light, knowing because I spoke my word, it's done. Don't have to worry about it anymore. I already know it's happening right here, right? So it is. Amen.
We are the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love. Worries are released, helping tension ease, clearing of disease, living love and peace.
Well, thank you. And as you open your eyes, please take a moment to open your cameras as well. And just look into the camera and look at each other's eyes and just see and feel God's spirit that is within each and every one of us. We can feel it and feel it and be a part of it. Deb, we can't see you, but we can think about you. And John can see you though. So, but okay. Well, at that, I thank you. And then, Michael, I'm turning it over to you so you can talk about the power of command.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and good morning to everyone also on line two. So today we're speaking about the power of command, and this week was the Joel Osteen of TV fame and author fame put out a new book called the Speak the Blessing. So this is along the lines. I was looking for another talk from the archives to share with you, which is based upon that, since I haven't read the whole book yet on Speak the Blessing, but expect a lesson on that in the next few weeks. So I like the power of command because, again, I think it explains a little bit better on how we can actively take control of our lives. So learning how to command the great universal law is important if we are to live happy, fulfilled, and prosperous lives. So as I was thinking about today's topic, I was reminded of a story found in the Bible in Matthew 8, 5 through 13 about the centurion. So just as a matter of understanding, I use the Bible to illustrate spiritual principles because it is the book I'm most familiar with. And again, I could have found another illustration in other sacred traditions. However, since the Science of Mind is based upon mostly the inspiration of Dr. Ernest Holmes, that's found in both the Old or the Jewish Bible, Old Testament, and also the New Testament. I like using the Bible, and that even though that some still argue that our teaching is not a Christian religion. Oh, you should have heard it the other day on the community meeting. One minister saying, well, we should get back to our Christian roots. So many of the early New Thought writers like Judge Thomas Troward and Horatio Dresser, they taught a form of mystical Christianity. Origen of Alexandria, also known as Origen the Christian, also taught a form of mystical Christianity back in the 3rd century. That's very similar to the beliefs that we hold in the Science of Mind. It wasn't until the Council of Nicaea that we ended up with a belief system that is taught in most Christian churches today. So I point this out occasionally because of the continuing discussion within centers for spiritual living and other spiritual centers about being Christian, and that most of what we have been taught about the Bible and also the early Christian church does not add up historically or culturally. That's another topic. However, Ernest Holmes felt that we were Christian because, as Science of Mind students, we do attempt to live out the teachings of Jesus without all the dogma. I really like this quote from Reverend Josh Reeves, who's the co-senior pastor of Mile High Church in Denver, which is the largest center for spiritual living out there. They have, thousands on a Sunday. But Josh said this during the last conference. He said, religious science is Christianity without the dogma. Get that? Religious science is Christianity without all the dogma, and that you don't have to be a Christian to practice the science of mind. So these are universal principles that, again, are taken from the Bible and are also backed up also by other studies and other world religions. So from Matthew 8, from the New Living Translation, the reason I like this translation is because, again, it was meant for reading, that we read this. He says, when Jesus returned to Capernaum, a Roman officer came and pleaded with him, Lord, my young servant lies in bed, paralyzed and in terrible pain. Jesus says, I will come and heal him. But the officer said, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come into my home. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. I know this because I am under the authority of my superior officers, and I have authority over my own soldiers. I only need to say go, and they go, and come, and they come. And if I say to my slaves, do this, they do it. When Jesus heard them, or heard this, he was amazed. Turning to those who were following him, he said, I tell you the truth. I have not seen faith like this in all of Israel. And I tell you this, that many Gentiles will come from all over the world, from east to west, and sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob at the feast of the kingdom of heaven. But many Israelites, for those whom the kingdom was prepared, will be thrown into the outer darkness where there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And then Jesus said to the Roman officer, go back home because you believed it has happened. And the young servant was healed that very hour. Okay, so some background on this. So understand that the Roman centurion, who was the senior officer of around 80 soldiers and around 20 slaves, was not Jewish. Because he was a commander and saw the miracles of Jesus, he understood the power of just speaking the word. Now, Jesus was willing to go and heal the servant in person. However, if you think the Samaritans were not kosher or clean, try the Romans. Can you say scum of earth in Hebrew or Aramaic? So, and again, what we know now as the Mideast was occupied by Roman occupation during that time. So this commander told Jesus that he was not worthy to have him come to his home because he was a Gentile. However, the centurion told Jesus just to speak the word of command and the servant would be healed. So the master teacher commented that he did not see such faith even among his own people. So understand that Matthew was writing for a Gentile audience. There were words put in that supposedly foretold the future Christian church made up of those outside of the house of Israel. So that very hour, the servant was healed because Jesus spoke his word, and the centurion believed that it would happen. And belief plays a big part in this here, because you must have faith and belief. So from the Science of Mind textbook, Dr. Holmes wrote this. He says, we have no record of Jesus asking God to do anything except in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he said, "Oh, my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but thou wilt." Aside from this instance, Jesus's method of approach during his entire ministry was to give thanks and to command the law to work. This is the correct manner of approach to the Spirit and also the law. Yet, have we any record of another man so apparently trying to follow the divine will? No. When Jesus healed people and told them to get up and walk, he did not pray that they might be able to get up and walk, or there was no hesitancy. He exercised an authority which seemed to be the result of his communion with Spirit, and undoubtedly it was. So again, let's get that first part here before I go back into Ernest Holmes. So again, it's the whole idea of commune with this one infinite presence and then command the great law of life. Practice is a definite statement in mind, a positive affirmation. It is an active, conscious, aggressive mental movement, and in such degree as it embodies an idea, and there is no longer anything in our mind which denies the idea, it will take form because it is now a part of the law and order of the universe, which we live, move, and have our being in. Again, Holmes continues, the law is subject to spirit and its servant. Man is spirit, but until he knows this, he will be only half using the law, for he will not have clear understanding to fall back upon. So treatment reduces and also removes doubt and fear. Lets in the realization of the presence of spirit and is necessary while we are confronted by the obstacles or obstructions. Every problem is primarily mental, Ernest Holmes wrote, and the answer to our problem will be found in spiritual realizations. So as we discuss in our centers weekly, God is not only conscious spirit, it is also the universal subjective mind, which we call the law, or the great soil of the universe. God is love, yet God is also law. And again, because we were made in the image and likeness of our Creator, we can also speak our word to command the law to work. So when I'm working individually with people, I tell them that the conditions in their life will not change until they learn to command their subconscious mind to change the inner misconceptions or belief systems, BS, that they hold about themselves. So the power of command has two parts, and the first part is power, and the second part is command. We must understand this, that we are one with the whole power of the universe. We are one with the whole power of the universe. So there's an exercise I teach in which we imagine our hearts, or in our hearts, a big ball of white light, and allow ourselves to merge into the light, to become the light. The very powerful spiritual practice. So Thomas Trord, of which the Science of Mind and Spirit is based off of, says that we are not co-creators with spirit. I hear that often said in spiritual and also New Thought circles about being a co-creator. I like Troward's example instead. He says that we are channels of the one power available to us all. So there's two parts of this. Again, there's the commune part, which is represented by the first two steps of spiritual mind treatment, which are recognition and unification, that allows us to consciously align with and recognizing that there is no separation between us and spirit. There is none. There's only one life, and its life lives as us. So, knowing that we are one with this one presence and power. Again, my teacher, Tom Senar, said there's two, again, he talked about the communing part, and then he talked about the commanding part. The communing part is when we receive information from spirit. We allow that voice within us to speak. And again, it speaks in different ways to different people. It may be like just a felt sense, or it may be maybe some words are spoken inside. It doesn't really matter. Again, the whole idea of just experiencing spirit. And we have the example of Jesus and other great avatars and teachers who had a great public ministry, but the reason they had a great public ministry was because they had a private spiritual practice, so that they were able then to reveal in public what they received in private. So again, the recognition and unification statements. Again, that's the first part of our treatment. It has us consciously aligned with and recognizing that there is no separation, that there's only one. There's only one, and it lives its life as us. So, knowing that we are one with this power, then we can speak our word in the form of a command. Again, from the Science of Mind chapter, Ernest Holmes wrote this: the power of Jesus is understood when we study his method of procedure. Consider his raising of Lazarus from the dead. Standing at the tomb, he gave thanks. That was his recognition. He next said, I know that thou hearest me always. That was unification. And then he said, Lazarus, come forth. And this was the command. This method is perfect, and we should do well to follow it. And this method can be used in all treatments. First, recognize that the divine power is. Second, then unify with it, consciously unify with it. And then speak the word as one having authority, like we talked about, for the law is the servant of the eternal spirit throughout all the ages. So the great infinite law of life will not work productively in your life until you command it to work. We talked a few weeks ago when I talked about planting seeds for prosperity. Again, that the farmer planting the seed into the ground, and again, expecting a harvest. So this will not work in your life until you command this great law to work. And again, from the Science of Mind, mind as law is helpless without direction. It has nowhere to go and nothing to do of itself. Now, Ernest Holmes went ahead and in the textbook, he went ahead and he bolded the letters. he put the cap locks key, he shifted into all caps. So when you see that in the textbook, know that he took out his highlighter and is highlighting this and say, pay attention to this. So listen to this sentence. It says, it must be directed, or it will do nothing of permanent worth for man. I'm going to repeat that. It must be directed, or it will do nothing of permanent worth for man. Mind is law, Ernest Holmes wrote, is an abstraction, merely a possibility. Man is a concrete knower, for he is the consciousness of spirit individualized. Just get that. You are the consciousness of spirit. You are not the universal God, but you are God as you getting to know yourself in this physical body. Again, the words of Ernest Holmes, the personality of God multiplied. Spirit man is one with spiritual God. Spirit operating through man as self-knowingness, and this makes man distinct and different from all of other creations so far as mentality is concerned. Mind as law, so we have God as love, and then we have God as law as the unconscious intelligence, and lives only through man. It is his to command, it is his servant, it has no desire of its own. Man is its desire, will, and purpose. I have studied over the years the power of prayer. And what I've come to discover is this, and especially there has not been a lot of good things written about prayer over the past, maybe 15, 20 years because of a failed experiment that happened, I think it was in Boston, where there was a lot, the Templeton Foundation, John Templeton, who was a famous investor and also a spiritual seeker also. Templeton Foundation spent millions of dollars on the study on prayer. And so what happened is that it came to be inconclusive. The reason being was that I saw, and again, this is just because I've put together prayer experiments, I saw that there was flaws in the research. So the experimenters were told, who were of all faiths, were told that the intention was for the person to be infection free, or to, again, that there was a good result. The reason that many of them did not pray this intention was because they felt that they were telling God what to do. And however, that the other research shows that of prayer studies shows that prayer works more effectively if used in an intention form. I intend, or I command. And again, it's like placing, again, a seed into the soil. That's what you're doing, is that the great law does not know what to do unless you put it there. And again, quoting from Joel Osteen, he says that the reason your mountain doesn't move is because it only knows your voice. So the reason that the mountains don't move in your life is because it only knows your voice. And so to speak that the mountains be leveled, to speak that the conditions get better, to speak of what you want instead of what you don't want, again, is the great prayer that, again, that we are taught to pray as students of this teaching. So command the law to work in faith and it will do its job. So, and I talked about this briefly, we can command the subconscious to sweep out of our consciousness anything that's unlike the attributes of spirit, which are love, life, light, peace, power, beauty, and joy. So again, one of the main reasons that the law does not work to our benefit is because we want to know how it happens. I want to know how it's going to happen. How it will happen is by the action of the law. The great creative law knows how to do it. However, we must give it direction, and the law knows how to make it happen. Now, however, most students, and even in people who get the thousands of self-help books, they get caught up in how the HE double tooth fix it's going to work. And again, that's not our job. Our job is to command the law and then to get out of the way. Now, there may be something that you are to do. And again, that's where the still small voice comes in, where again, that still small voice may say, well, go talk to this person or go to this place. Or again, out of the blue, something may happen. That out of the blue is the law working. So again, how it's to be done, that's none of our business as long as it's done in peace and ease. So I encourage you today to have some holy boldness in your prayers. So make a list of what you desire in all areas of your life and command the law to work. Trust that the infinite law will do its perfect work. Jesus says it is done unto us as we believe or not. Your life will not change unless you, and I mean you take conscious control and you set the law in motion so that you can experience good in your life. I like this reading. This is from a 1958 copy of the Daily Word, and we read this. Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, received the healing of a so-called incurable disease by using the power and the authority given to her as a child of God. So she took command and she spoke the word of healing to every cell of her body. You too have this power and can take command of your body and speak the healing word. No matter what the appearance or the name of the condition, and no matter what the verdict is according to human knowledge, you will have power and authority, but you must use them and speak the word of health and perfection. So say to the cells of your body, you are perfect life, light, energy, substance, and intelligence. God created you. His infinite intelligent action is now going on in you according to the perfect pattern of health. Divine substance forms in you and pure life sustains you. And you are perfect and spiritual and alive and radiant with health. So the affirmation for that day was this one. Is I take command of my body through my spiritual authority and I speak the word of healing to every cell. So you don't have to say it out loud, but just kind of close your eyes and just imagine this happening as I say it out loud. I take command of my body through my spiritual authority. I speak the word of healing to every cell. Let's do that again. I take command of my body, and through my spiritual authority, I speak the word of healing to every cell. And so it is. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Michael. That was very good. I know whenever I taught science amount foundations, when we would talk about treatment, when we would get to talking about the realization stage, we would talk about using words that make it more real to the person. I know, I claim, I declare, I believe. But people were a little crazy, thought I was a little crazy when I would also say, or I command, and sometimes I demand. I will use those words, you know, when needed. But definitely command is not a problem. You know, know, declare, believe, those are all wonderful. But when you want a little more oomph, add command or demand even. You know, that just really hits in your consciousness somewhere that says, okay. So anyways, thank you, Michael. I really do I like you reminding of this. And okay, I hear him listening. Um, he kind of disappeared for a second, but anyway, so I know there are other comments from other people. So there anybody else who'd like to say something at this point? Michael will be right back on the camera in a minute. Carolyn, you're muted. There you go.
I like the thought of putting the seed in the ground. That to me just really resonated very boldly in saying I command, and it is actually putting the seed in the ground. And the other thing was the expression of put holy boldness in your life, which is very much required when you're doing prayer treatment. And it also is very powerful in your life as you are living to put that holy boldness. It's almost like it's surrounding and enfolding yourself in holy boldness to let you move forward.
I like that, holy boldness.
Yeah.
Because it really is what we have to do or need to do, you know, to really make it work, is we have to be bold enough to say it's okay to direct what we want. And I know as my Baptist background said that I'm being, you know, when I was trying to do this, that, you know, you're being it's a word. You're being very well. I'm not being very bold, but you're being using words that shouldn't. You're not good enough, basically. You know, how can you command or how can you request things to be done without that? So, anyways, I totally, you know, we have that right. We have that ability. We need to be bold and be able, you know, have that hope to be able to do that. So, all right. Well, John, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to you. I'm not sure Michael is coming back, but I'm not quite sure where he's at this moment. So, okay. So, all right. So Michael's back, and John, once you unmute and you're ready for a song, unmute. Unmute Mike or John. We're not hearing you. John, we're not hearing you.
Hello. I was saying I've got a song about the eclipse that happened this week. What was happening in the sky was seeming kind of weird. It got darker bit by bit, the sun then disappeared. Though this has happened in the past, it's always a big deal. More than just how dark it gets, it's how it makes you feel. Living in the shadow stripe they call totality is something that is mighty rare, but for us it was reality. It's like the day had turned to night. It was really quite bizarre. In ancient times this caused a fright. Now tourists come from far. Firecrackers shot off somewhere close as the eclipse neared. When it reached totality, many people cheered. Living in the shadow stripe they call totality is something that is mighty rare, but for us it was reality. Do you wonder why the moon just fits to cause this rare event? Its placement blocks the sun just so, as if it had been meant. In the after phase the shadow looked like the crescent moon. You may have thought the Cheshire Cat might be appearing soon. Living in the shadow stripe they call totality is something that is mighty rare, but for us it was reality.
That was beautiful. Beautiful. And it was just like the feeling that you had when you were watching the eclipse and seeing all that, everything you said in your song. So obviously you wrote that recently.
Well, we had an exercise with my songwriting group for last Monday's meeting to write a song about the eclipse.
Oh, how great. That's wonderful. All right. Well, thank you on that. And it is this time of our service where we have the opportunity to give. So there are several ways you can do that. You can go to Zelle and give online that way. And when you go to Zelle, you would go to SSE of Akron at gmail.com. That's SSE of Akron. And you can give that way. Or you can send a check to with the word Summit on it. It must say at least Summit. It can say Summit Spiritual Center. It can say Summit CSL, but at least has the word Summit. And you would send that to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310, and we get that. And it's very much appreciated for those who give regularly, especially, but those who give in general. Time, talent, treasure, whatever it may be, we very, very, very much appreciate it. So with that, let's take our tithes, at least symbolically, in our hands, right over left, and just know that all that we have, all that we receive, all that we give is blessed in a very special way. that it goes to the work of Summit Spiritual Center or Summit Center for Spiritual Living, and that it is returned back to the giver 10 times or more, but more than anything, that it goes to the truth that sets us free, which allows us to know more and to understand our place with spirit. And so it is. Amen. Okay. So John, three more good, please.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited and infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Oh, good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then time for announcements.
Yes, the work with New Thought Media Network continues. So go to ntmedia.org. Again, I'm up to now 5 programs I produce every week.
Man.
So yeah, so lots of good stuff there. And again, so if you're wondering where to get the programs, again, if you just go to YouTube and type in New Thought Media Network, again, we have over 40 hours of programming from not only myself but other Science of Mind and New Thought teachers and healers and all kinds of wonderful stuff. And again, I do prayer usually on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursday nights. So you want to learn how to pray with boldness, come listen to that. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights. And I rebroadcast everything on our Facebook page, on the Summit Spiritual Center of Akron Facebook page. So, all right, thank you.
John?
Yeswise.com. Look for Yeswise Inspiry, little messages of inspiration and insight.
Wonderful. Okay, and before I do, Melissa, I don't think there's any other announcements, but just so you guys know, I will be leaving here at 11:35 because I've won my I have to reset my computer, but I get to see my little great nephew, who it's his first birthday, and he was born 10 weeks early, and he's doing fabulous now. So, and we're going to get to celebrate that. So, Michael, I'm going to put you as the person in charge of the. Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, so, okay. So it is that moment in time where we have an opportunity to. We're going to do a moment of prayer that's in silent prayer, and I will bring in the sounds when it starts, and I'll ring it when it's done. And please just take in mind somebody or yourself, or in general the planet or people that need some healing, and just know with beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is already being taken care of, that the healing is happening right here and right now. light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Join us next week. Hannah, can you finish our Facebook feed? And when you have done that, let us know that you have stopped it. So, and then